Hello everyone. This is going to be a series of videos on how to do the Cayo Perico Heist after the Juggernaut update, in which the Juggernaut is now a Juggernaut and not easily able to be killed. So we're going to go through step by step on how to gather intel, how to do the prep missions, and how to do the heist itself in the quickest and, as far as I can tell, most efficient way possible. So the entire process can be done once you have the patterning and everything down. The entire process can be done in about an hour solo. So, take home is about 1.5 million. So first we're going to start by gathering intel. So easiest and quickest way to do this is once you start the mission, just hop in the pilot seat of the sub and fast travel to the closest location to the smuggler plane, and then you can hop in your Sparrow or however you can get over there to get there quicker and make things a little easier. So it looks like Chumash is probably the closest one, so we will fast travel there. Alright, so we've arrived at Chumash. So if you have the Sparrow, it just makes life significantly easier to do these preps, so I highly suggest investing in it if you have not. Even if you don't get any weapon systems on it, it's just much faster for travel, and the fact that you can go in and out of the sub directly in the helicopter makes life a lot simpler. So get in the Sparrow, fly a bit north up to the smuggler plane. Now, I could use the homing missiles on the Sparrow to take out the smugglers, but depending on where they're standing, you risk damaging the plane itself, and if you hit it too many times, you will crash before you can get the smuggler stuff, or before you can get to Cayo Perico. So I'm just going to land the chopper and shoot the guards by hand, or by gun, I guess, manually. And so that way I don't risk damaging the plane, and so we can go do our intel prep. So I'm just going to switch to my carbine, and there's usually 5 guards, so fairly easy to take out. Well, the other thing you can do is, if you have some sort of projectile or explosive, the homing launcher, etc., if you take out the Jeep, that usually takes out a couple of the guards. So and apparently they win. But, not really difficult, so I'm still right here anyway. So we will take out the other 2 guards and apparently wade through the muck, because yum, who doesn't like a nice mud bath? Where is he? There he is. Alright, so guards are done. Don't know why it doesn't let me take that giant briefcase full of cash. I mean, the whole point of this thing is to make money, but, hey, let's just leave, several $100,000 laying on a beach somewhere. Alright, now we get in the plane. And we head south. Now, I don't know if you can just fly anywhere south or if you do have to fly to the yellow dot, so I just tend to fly to the yellow dot, and depending on the positioning of the smuggler plane, sometimes the trip takes a few minutes, but, for you guys, the magic of editing means you get to get there a lot quicker than I do. So, we will see you when we get there. Alright, so we have flown south. That was quick and easy, Glad you guys were along for the flight, and now apparently our plane has changed color and we are landing at Cayo Perico. Alright, so when you get to the island, easiest way to do the scouting is grab either this bike or the one over by the power station just the other side of those buildings, and head towards the checkpoint that's along the road on the other side of the island. So I like to go overland for two reasons. One, it's a direct route, and two, you avoid roads with guards, trucks, and cameras. So simply skim straight across, cut through the trees, avoid the indestructible bushes, cut across these two roads to behind the camera that's to my right, and once we get across, we start heading just over this direction towards that guard tower. Now that guard tower is part of the checkpoint. There's a guy in the tower. There are people along the road, so I'm just going to wait for him to reposition so I don't go flying through his cone. So as soon as he turns away, I'm going to use the rocks to ramp myself over the fence and keep the bike. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've still not figured out exactly the location to hit, but, you know, I do the best I can. So, straight across, and there we go. So we get across, then we cut across the road here, again, avoiding cameras, and we... Oh, seriously? Alright, so we've made it back to where we were caught. So first place we do is we come over here, park the bike in these bushes, and come in to scout this building here. This is the first of the secondaries. I generally tend to use this one as a backup. I prefer the ones at the main dock, saves time and travel, but I do this one just in case. So we will scout these two items and send the images to Pavel, and then wait for that truck to go by. He's turning away, perfect. So we'll head back out. We will grab our bike out of the bushes, and we will head to location number 2. So if you come across the road and hug this cliff, you will avoid that camera, and then you cut up the hill and head over here towards this other camera, apparently running over people in the process. So then you get to this little hut here, and this is the other backup secondary. So we've got one item here. So we will pop that, and then head back over to our bike to go up to the tower, which is the main reason we are on the island. So we'll just cut across the road. You do have to watch for the occasional travel along the road, trucks, and I think there's a guard that walks on foot as well. So with the tower, the box can be in several places. It can be on the ground here, or it can be on any one of the 3 platforms of the tower itself. Now, there is normally a guard here, just on the other side of that little hut. He doesn't see you, so it's not an issue, but if the guard is not there, that means your box is on the ground floor, in this case, right here. So find this box that says Danger High Voltage and go in to hack it. Now, to hack it, it's fairly simple. You have 3 numbers on the left, you have your target on the top, and you have the symbols on the right. Now, the symbols on the right, there are 3 of them. There are 2 displayed right now. The X means it is a 10 times multiplier. The box with a line through it is a single multiplier. Then there is also a horizontal line with 2 slashes through it, which is a 2 times multiplier. So you have to basically take these 3 numbers and figure out what combination makes your target number. So in this case, 3 times 10 plus 5 plus 9 equals 44. So once you're hacked, you're into the system. Now, I'm going to climb the tower simply because I use it as a launch point to parachute down to the main dock after I've hacked the tower, so I tend to climb all the way to the top whether the box is at the top or not. So I'm going to climb myself up to the top, and then we will go through the cameras and see where everything is. Alright, we are at the top of the tower with this lovely view of Cayo Perico. The other part is it is safe to open your camera or your phone up here and not worry about any guards that might be wandering the area. So we pop open our phone, we go to the Sights Here app, which is the little purple icon in the bottom corner, and we open it for the security cameras. Now the first couple of cameras are irrelevant. Scroll to the right using your right arrow key to get to the first one that you need to worry about, which is basement. So once we get to the basement, that is our main target. So we pan through, and in this case, our target is that lovely pink diamond worth a lot of money. The other thing could be the safe here. So it's either the safe or that case. So next camera, basement storage. Now the stuff for the storage is only available for at least 2 people. You can't get into any of the compound storages by yourself. There used to be a glitch, but I'm pretty sure they've patched it. So then we will continue scrolling through. We've got the office. And the other office, there could be artwork hanging. And now the storage buildings, there will be artwork or things on the tables. In this case, lots of gold. This may be worth taking more than one person through because the gold is worth quite a bit of money. There's some artwork and more gold. Now gold is your highest value secondary target, followed by cocaine, and then I believe marijuana, money, and artwork. I can never remember, but I know gold and coke are the best 2 possible. So we are scrolling through and getting everything, and okay, so we got some money. And we're to the north gate. Now, the first time you do this, you want to scroll through all of them and pan all the way so that it shows you all your infiltration and exfiltration points, etc., etc. But I've done all that, so not worried about it. So, once we've scouted all the compound stuff, what we want to do then is we want to head down to the main dock area, which is that area down there with the buildings just above my head. And we want to scout out the buildings there. Now, easiest way to do that is because you were in a plane, you have a parachute. Now, up at the top of the tower here, what you want to do is you want to jump off, pop your parachute as quickly as possible, and aim for that helipad that is, again, just above my head to the left of the main dock area. And that is a good, probable spot to start. I don't understand how no guards notice the, guy flying across the island in the giant rainbow parachute, but, whatever. So we're gonna head over this direction. We are going to avoid the guards. You generally are flying high enough that you will avoid their cones of vision. I have yet to be caught by any of them doing that, and then we will just drift our way down here to the helipad and land and scout out the last few buildings needed. So the first one is just beside the helipad here. It's this long rectangular building here, right beside the camera. So we have a couple of piles of stuff, or at least one pile of stuff in here to scout. So I'll take a picture of that, send it to our crazy Russian friend. Next, we go along the pathway here beside the camera. Need to avoid that guard. That's he just kind of circles that building there. So as long as we don't get in his cone of vision, we're fine. So we'll just kind of wander over here and go up to this gate here, which is the second one. And we will take pictures of the pot and money. Then we will jog along the back of this building here to avoid the cone of the camera. Come over this boat trailer. And I just tend to run around the far side of the building to, again, avoid the camera. And over here, now this one can only be accessed with 2 people because one needs to hold the power box to open this gate, but this does have 3 tables in it, so it could be worth it if you have multiple people. So, send to Pavel. We only have 2 items this time, but you know, that's something. So, send to Pavel. Okay, so that is all the scoping we need to do. So now we can simply walk into the cone of the camera or person, get sent back to the docks, and then hop in the plane and head home, and we are done. So next up will be the heist preps for the equipment, the infiltration vehicle, and the weaponry needed. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.